I'm gonna try making candles like I've been seeing a lot of people posting. I did buy the mugs. I did throw a little center in there. I bought the mugs at Dollar Tree, and I did find this. I could use this to put as a decoration when I put the wax in there at Dollar Tree as well. I only seen one, and it wasn't in the spot that it should have been. It was just tossed to the side, so I got the last one when I went. I bought these scented little wax cubes at Walmart. They are not very expensive. And I also got a vanilla smell for the whipped cream, and I got pumpkin spice for the coffee. And I was looking through my drawer and I found these cake tips that I never use, so I decided, wow, what the heck, we'll try and put it in a plastic bag. I cut a hole, I taped it to see if I could actually make the whipped cream. You don't have to. I seen where you just cut the edge of the bag and then you could pipe it through the little hole on the edge, but we'll see if it works. I decided to get a little piece of foil to lay the wick. You could buy the wicks, but a lot of them say that you could just use the wick that's in the candle when you melt it down. These are the candles that I bought at the Dollar Tree. They are unscented, so that's why I bought the little wax cubes from Walmart. And I got the pumpkin spice to go with the darker one for the coffee, and the vanilla to go with what's going to be the whipped cream on the top. So I do have 2 mugs here. You do have to break apart the little scented wax cube, and I will melt it with the wax to make it smell. Once it melts, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to lay it on the foil and cut it to size so that it fits in here. I have it on a medium low on the stove, and I've put water in here, so it is starting to melt a bit. I can see it starting to melt on the bottom. I don't want to go too high because I don't want it to break the glass or anything like that. I just want to start it kind of slow. So they've been boiling for a while. I should have used a taller pot because it tends to melt from the bottom up. I threw a couple of the scents on the top. I'm not sure, if it'll overflow. I think it'll just probably fall down in there. And I'll probably have to add more if I want a stronger scent. I had it on, let's see, I had it like in the middle, it's like a medium low, but it was taking forever, so now I turned it up to medium. The brown one seems to be melting better than the white one. So I went ahead and poured the brown wax into the pumpkin cup, and one of these containers will fill 1 cup. So I was hoping I would have been able to do 2 cups, but it only fills 1. And the little pumpkin like ice tray, I used this little spoon to kind of go in here and fill up the little ice tray. I didn't realize until I was doing the little pumpkins, I should have bought like a candle that was orange, or maybe red, or if I could have found a black candle just to make the pumpkins a different color, but I made them white. This is still cooling. It needs to cool down quite a bit in order to do the whipped cream look. I stuck the pumpkin cup in the refrigerator to help cool it down, so I'll show it to you when it comes out. And I did use the wick from each of these. I did have a chopstick that I did do it, it was kind of like last minute, because when this is boiling, it's melting, so the wick was starting to kind of go down into the glass, so I used the chopstick to kind of get it out. And then when you put it on the cup, you want to roll the wick around the chopstick and then lay it across the top so it doesn't bend or move while it's drying. So that's, let me show you on the other cup. Since I only was able to do one cup, I still have the wick from this one. So this is the cup I cannot do. I'll have to buy another candle from the Dollar Tree. But I took the wick out. There was a little bit of wax still on the bottom. I figured I could use that as a weight to hold the wick in place. But what you want to do is use a pencil or a chopstick and wrap this around so that when you pour the wax in there, it doesn't move or it doesn't like sink, you know, down into the cup. So I'm saving this one. I'll get another candle. Maybe I'll just pick a different color, make it into a different, you know, flavor of a coffee or like a cocoa or something. I'm not sure. So these are the little pumpkins. Like I said, I just used a spoon and kind of filled them up. I made sure that some of the wax went up here. It looks like a little bit didn't go there, but they still need to harden up more. I put them in the refrigerator so they could harden faster. I just wanted to show you, it's starting to set. So I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator because it's still pretty hot on the bottom. The other thing I wanted to just let you know is when I was boiling the candles, I tried to push the wax down a little bit in the glass container to get it to melt, and of course it squirted some of the wax out into the water. So if you do get wax in the water, don't pour it down the drain right away because wax hardens, see, and it's gonna clog up your drain. So just let the water cool down, and then you can scrape off any of the wax that's in your pot and just discard it in the trash. So I went ahead and popped the little pumpkins. They came out really easy. What I did is I got a little bit of vegetable oil and used a little tiny piece of napkin or tissue, and you could wipe them in there just so that it doesn't stick and it just pops out really easy. You just flip it over and just push on the back. This one I got a little bit of, I was gonna try mixing like some food coloring to see if it would mix, and it didn't. So I think some of the food coloring, it was like a gel, got on this one, but it's coming off. I just wiped it because it has the oil on there. So it actually came out really cute. Just make sure the kids don't eat it. It looks like candy. I can see that the white candle's starting to set up just a little bit. I don't want it too watery, but I don't want it too thick either. So when I pour it into the bag, I kind of tied off the end with some foil. This is a little messier than I thought. It looks so easy when you see other people doing it, but I'm sure they're, you know, also editing or they've done it before. Not for kids because it's, you know, this stuff is hot. But I guess, you know, you might find a new passion by making really cute candles. I think the first run is always the experimental try, you know. You get better the more you do it. So it's setting up. I can still, it's a little bit soft in the middle. But I want to see if I could put this on. I want to put this in here and let it cool a little more, and then when it looks like a whipped cream texture, then I'm going to pipe it onto there. So hopefully everything works out. So I poured it into the bag. It actually is holding up right there with the foil, tying off the end. So I'm just going to let it cool. I saw that it needs to thicken up, and then you can kind of smush it around a bit when it starts thickening and cooling down, and then you could just pipe it up on top of the cup. Wish me luck. I sprinkled a little bit of cinnamon and pumpkin spice on the top, just the whatever one you have. I used McCormick. I saw that when you do that, that also helps with when you light the candle. It just gives a little more of the scent. And also when you do the whipped topping on the top, just to sprinkle a little bit, just to, you know, give it that added touch, you know, so it looks like a real coffee or frappuccino or whatever you're making. I don't want to move it too much, but you can see that it is cooling down. I think I'll let it cool just a little bit more. It's cooling pretty fast. And then I'll start piping it out. So I did forget a step. You are supposed to mix the whipped cream if you have like a little whisk, or if you can use a fork, if you have like a little beater that you don't mind having wax, that you don't mind having wax on it. So I'm just trying to do it inside the bag. Well, I did not get it as fluffy since I skipped that step. I tried to do it when it was in the bag. I did sprinkle some pumpkin spice and cinnamon, or however you say it, on top, and it kind of flopped on there instead of sprinkling. But this is the finished product. The dogs love the smell. They have been bugging me. I guess they think it's a treat for them, but the dogs have been bugging me the whole time I was making this. I do wish I would have been able to make these an orange color, but that's it. I'll have to make one more, and then I'm calling it quits. It's a little more complicated than I thought, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. You might find a new hobby.